Hey, what's up, y'all? Checking out this KD12 90s kid, and it's funny the weird things that people kind of get into, and they consider themselves 90s kids. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, which is crazy, but I wasn't a kid then. I was actually a young adult man, you know, college, military, all of that stuff. I was an 80s kid. But, you know, it's weird. It's weird. You grow up and all of this time passes. For me, the funny thing is there was no such thing as sneaker culture at that time. So what you have is this complete change. And the people that were born in the 90s kind of consider themselves the connoisseurs or the auteurs of sneaker culture. And the fact is the culture was started along with hip hop, and it grew at the same time as hip hop. So although we are older than you younger guys, it was in us to kind of build up this thing. Anyway, let's get to the shoe. I know y'all like, that's a minute in, man. Get to the shoe. Nike Zoom KD12 multicolor and white is the color. The style code is AR4229-900. SRP is $150, and you've seen the box. Well, I haven't even edited any of the other videos, so I'll probably get to this one before I get to the other ones. And we haven't seen the box before. You can see that perforated box with the swoosh on the top, and then Nike basketball on the back. And let me see what's in the back part of it. It's just the KD logo that's kind of running over to the side of the box, and then on the front, the signature. And then here, Kevin Dwayne Durant, 12th edition, 2019 and 2020. I tend to think they bring these shoes out at weird times, you know, towards the end of the season for KD, going into the summer. But that tends to give him that really dope EYBL shoe for the summer basketball tournaments. This is a size 13. UPC for a size 13 is 193-145-335-066, and there's a 16 at the end. So we open it up, and I don't think these brown boxes, which I really like these brown boxes because it gives me the feeling that these have been reclamated and like repurposed, and then they made the boxes, but that's probably not the case, you know, go figure. So far I've done a couple of pairs of this shoe. Like I said, I haven't edited them yet, and this one will probably end up being first. And this kind of gives me the feeling of the the KD5. Yeah, the KD5, although that shoe was completely synthetic. It wasn't leather. It was like this kind of soft silicone type material, but the shoe sold great because it had those color packs, the black and green, black and blue, black and orange. But he was with Oklahoma City at the time. But this shoe, it's really intriguing to me, man. I like it a lot. But it has new technology, and I haven't gotten to the inside of the box, and I'm going to do that. There's no sticker on the inside of the box, so let me pull this up and show you that, because it does have a stamp, and that stamp reads 02-19-19-21. 02-19-19-21. So you want to take one shoe, try to remember to see where the shoe is made because of all the sourcing issues. And its small code is VP, which is made in Vietnam. So Nike's moving around their production pretty quickly, and it's just a smart thing for them to do. The date of production on this is 11/02/18 to 1/17/19, and the inside of it, interestingly enough, because if we look at that, matter of fact, let me flip it so you can see it a little bit better. You see how it shows you the strobel at the top, the shoe, and it shows you where the placement of the strobel is, the dark green underneath the bottom right there. And then at the bottom, it's got zoom at the heel. And I've been trying to figure that out, but it's not that it just has zoom at the heel. The entire strobel, which is the cardboard piece that's underneath the shoe insert, the entire strobel is basically a zoom cushion. So Nike wanted that strobel to be a functional part of the shoe as opposed to just being a piece of cardboard that keeps the shoe kind of in place, right? It's a smart thing to do as far as the technology is concerned. Now on this version, unlike the black version, you can actually see the ventilation on the shoe. and you can see it in those holes. But I'm going to move this up more because I want that to get in focus. And you'll see the Quadaxial Flywire, multi-directional dynamic containment. And inside of the shoe, all of those small lines that you see, that's a newer version of Flywire. And over and around the front of the shoe, you have this hyperfused taping. And that's for containment as well, keeping the foot locked in, right? It's not made out of any leather parts of the shoe. It is primarily a mesh, and I would assume this is an engineered mesh of some type. And the really cool feature that I like about this thing is instead of the tongue being just a regular kind of nylon tongue, this is a terry cloth, I think. And it feels incredible, man. So I could almost imagine people wearing this shoe just wearing it around because it feels, this is so soft, you know, and it's stretchy. It almost feels like a knit, but you know, it's like a terry cloth, like from a towel, right? The heel, and you get that big pop of color in the heel all the way around. And primarily the containment is not from a heel counter that's really stiff. It's from these molded pieces, this TPU that comes up along the sidewall. And it also is in this cushion, this Phylon foam that comes up around the front of the shoe. And then you have the molding that comes around as well. So you can see underneath you have that translucent outsole, and it's like a porous kind of look into the bottom of the shoe, but you can also see the crash pad, the zoom back there in the back. It looks like a solid shoe, and it didn't go up in price. It's at $150. I think shoes are all going to go up, and this is something that sneaker people all need to kind of pay attention to, and that's the tariffs that Trump is placing that are already in existence on the shoes. If those tariffs really kick in, all of these shoes are going to be a lot more expensive, man. And we're going to blame the shoe brands, but it's not the shoe brands that we should be blaming. America does not have the capability to take on production in the same capacity as in smaller countries. It's just not that way. We can't do that. All right. Left shoe has the Kevin Wayne Durant on the inside. That's on the outside of the box. So it behooves us, and let me make sure you see that the design on the heel, different color. Right? Different color. And we'll move this tag up so you can see that as well. Right? And that's the 12th edition, and then it's just KD on the opposite side. But we can't produce shoes in the same way anymore. And when these tariffs kick in, it hurts businesses in the short term and in the long term, because shoe projections have to take place 6 months to a year ahead of time. So when you see the KD has already been drawn a year ahead of time, and then it goes into a whole bunch of testing and research and development and production. So those costs that we incur later, there's no way around it, and that sucks. But we really, we can blame Nike for being expensive at the beginning, but the rest of it tends to be on the taxes and the duties that help the country run. So we have to do it, but man, it can be adjusted and adjusted down, and we don't need all of the tariffs because a lot of them don't make sense. But this is not an Insider Ties. It's a sneaker video. It's damn near 9 minutes long. Apologize for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.